it came up during second period that, like if you've ever been so closely, I don't say connected to a person, probably more so even in that case where you're growing up with them, where you start to develop like inside jokes and mannerisms, so that, and especially if you're early on, you experience a lot of things the first time with that person, those things tend to remind you of the other person. So I had this silly example of like if you, say you have a friend and you guys go to Jack in the Box, you get curly fries all the time, and you pick up the first curly fry and you like just twirl it around like woohoo, and, just some stupid little thing like that. And then every time you go to Jack in the Box now, you go to get curly fries, you're like, I'm not going to woohoo anymore. The days when we used to woohoo are long past us. And it doesn't just have to be like a romantic relationship. It could be a friend relationship too, if you're no longer friends with that person. If the person's like moved away, like now you can take a video of yourself woohooing with a curly fry and send it to them, but you're probably not going to do that every single time. That the woohooing will wane over time. Yeah, so in other words, there'll be little things here and there that will remind you, like, maybe they had like a certain shoe that they always wore. Then when you see those shoes, it reminds you, and you can never get those things out of your head. That's the forgetting part. That's difficult. But then, of course, how do you forget about something? Like I want you guys right now to forget about the color red. Do not think about the color red. Whatever you do, think about every color except for red. What color are you thinking about? Yeah, red usually, because in order to forget something, you have to actively try to forget it. But then in actively trying to forget it, you're forcing yourself to remember it. So it's very difficult to force yourself to forget things. Yeah.
I was going to say that for me, it's not forgetting things. It's like just accept how it is. Like if something bad happened in a relationship, you just have to accept that it's in the past and move on. Because you won't forget it. You can be reminded of it, but just do like, accept how it is.
Yeah. And that's difficult, by the way. That's the best way to go about it, to understand that things are in the past. But think about the kinds of things that, like, what's something that would destroy a relationship?
Cheating.
It's always what we always go to. First off, cheating. I mean, you know what the number one destroyer of marriages is, by the way? It's not cheating. It's finances. It's money. Arguing and fighting over money. But whenever we think about the thing that's going to destroy our relationship, we go straight to that. But I know I always think about that when couples break up, or actually when couples survive like a cheating thing, but it's always like still there, I mean, how many movies do you watch that like somebody in the movie cheats? How many songs are about that? I just think about how it has to be like a constant reminder. Every time you go to a movie with that person, there's one of the characters is cheating, you just kind of look over at them, but nobody wants to look at each other. We want to pretend like it's not really happening, or there's a song about it, and we want to pretend like we're not hearing it. There's a lot to try to forget, but you can't forget. I wonder if you ever get to a point where you're kind of like, remember that time I cheated on you? That was so wacky. I wonder if it ever becomes funny. I imagine not. I imagine it never becomes funny. But wouldn't it be great if it could become funny? Remember that time you found out I cheated on you? No. Oh, what the hell? Yeah.
So I understand that not knowing what to do is suffering, because us as humans, like we tend to choose like the best option, but we don't know which to do, and so we're just struggling with, oh, should I do this or should I do that? It doesn't have to be situations, but it can be options. And for waiting, I can understand it's painful because, like, for us, like, when we want something and we're waiting, like, we just want it already. And, yeah.
Yeah, how patient are we?
Yeah.
And it's I don't know, man. This is where I start to feel like old man Scallon, because I can remember when you had to go to a store and shop. And now, like, I'll order something from Amazon, like, what was it? Last week, I wanted a white shirt. And I was like, I want to wear a white shirt tomorrow. I don't have one. Damn it, I have to go to the gym tonight. I don't have time. So I went to Amazon, and they had, you can have it delivered in 3 hours. And I'm like, 3 hours? I have to leave in 2, though. I'm complaining about that. And then I ordered the shirt, and sure enough, it still got there before I left. Now we have to get it, now. And if it's not, you ever order something and you immediately start checking on how long it's going to take?
Yeah.
And you're pissed off because they haven't generated the label yet? Like, come on, UPS, what are you being paid for? Hurry up. And then, I'm in the same way, yeah.
I had the shower thought, I'm in the shower,
Okay, I thought you said you had it when you were in class, okay.
but I just realized that we
Sorry, cat shower, cat bath, go ahead.
we tend to remember the bad and we always forget the good. Like, I didn't even remember the person who helped me when I was a baby, and my parents are like, oh, you remember this person? I'm like, no, what the hell? Because when I'm supposed to remember my childhood that much, and then I just remember getting attacked by a dog. I don't remember someone's name, or my parents' name.
Do you ever have a teacher who's nice to you?
Yes.
Sometimes.
It's interesting.
Maybe.
Actually, earlier you were saying you remembered a teacher who was mean to you. I was wondering which of those stands out the most to us. It's usually the ones who were mean to us who stand out the most. Like I think back to myself in high school. My goodness, I can't remember more than like 3 or 4 of my teachers' names. And I don't know if the word's jealous, but I have friends who will tell me like, oh yeah, I was talking to this friend of mine on Facebook. I'm like, oh my god, I haven't talked to them since 6th grade. I'm like, you remember them from 6th grade? And they're like, yeah. You don't? I'm like, no. I mean, I don't remember people I went to college with, and that's probably not a good thing. I don't remember almost any of my teachers. I remember my professors. I mean, I think about how many classes I took. I had a lot of professors, and I remember only a handful of them. And this is why, like, I tell you guys, you're going to graduate from here, and you'll forget some of the people, and you'll forget some of your teachers' names. It's, I'm probably just superimposing that onto you. But I had a student who, I had him last year, and he used to stay and talk to me constantly first semester after class, second semester a lot, and I saw him in the hallway like a week ago or so, and he's like, oh, how come I can't remember your name? And I'm like, not memorable. And he's like, oh, was it, and he was trying to remember my name. And I of course I didn't tell him. And then he showed up at the end of the day, and he said my name. He said the wrong name. I go, nah, dude, wrong name. He's like, oh, damn it. I mean, a lot of drugs in this kid anyway, but that's not helping. But yeah, that's true too. For him, forgetting is pretty easy. I just remember him because he was a 10th grader, and he was with a straight face. He was explaining to the class that he and his girlfriend were ready to have a baby, and he was serious too. Because I even asked him, "Are you serious, man?" He's like, "Yeah." He says, "Cause I work hard." And the guy had like 18% in my class. I'm like, I don't know if you work hard so much as you coast. And he was saying that he works hard because he has a weekend job with his uncle. He does landscaping. I'm like, so you work 2 days a week? Yeah, well, that's not hard work, man. That's 2 days a week. And so it occurred to him second semester, he's like, I'm really glad you asked those questions that day because I really thought I was ready. And then I thought about it, I thought, no, I'm not ready. So I guess if there's anyone who you can be forgotten by, that's not a bad person to be forgotten by. But for him, forgetting is pretty easy. But think about what else goes along with forgetting, though. When you forget a person, you also forget a time period. You also forget a lot of experiences because if there's a person who you're close with, you encountered a lot of things together. I don't know, man. You went skydiving together. I don't know. You went to a formal dance together. You went to the beach together. All of these things that you did together. In order to forget that person, you also have to wipe all those times out of your memory as well. Because every time you encounter them, if you're ever going to talk about it and go, oh, I remember the first time I went skydiving, and then you remember who you were with. I remember that time we went to the beach and we saw those whales. I just said we because it was me and somebody else. In other words, your memories are intricately connected and interwoven with people oftentimes. That's why it doesn't even matter so much what the experience was. What a lot of times matters is who you were there with. And so that's why it's a good idea to be selective about who you have experiences with. It's just like be selective about who you eat with. Don't dine with your enemies. Only dine with your friends. Dining is it's a ritual. It's a celebration. It's not just a meal. And so Especially if you're going on big things, going to Disneyland or something like that. Go with people who you really want to have those kinds of memories with. Because forgetting a person is going to mean forgetting those memories as well. Which, let's face it, are you going to forget those memories?
No.
Probably not. Probably not. People have entire photo albums with half pictures, if you know what I mean. Now this thing about waiting. Waiting for what?
Change.
Yeah, change.
The right moment.
What's that?
The right moment.
The right.
Amazon package?
Excuse me. Explain to me the right moment. The right moment for what?
I mean,
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the right moment for almost anything. What did I hear over here?
Oh, it's the Amazon package.
An Amazon package? Yeah. No package takes longer than the one that's late, right? I was all pissed off yesterday because I was getting these messages from the UPS that said I had a package that would be delivered yesterday. Then like an hour later they said, nope, it'll be delivered today. And then they sent me another message that said, nope, it would come yesterday. And it never came yesterday. And I was all pissed off about it. I got home last night. I'm not going to have a chance to use it anyway. But I got home late last night and it wasn't there. I'm like, damn it, I'm not going to have this thing that I'm not going to use anyway. And then I left in the morning, which I wouldn't have had a chance anyway. Then I got a message that said it's been delivered. I'm like, oh yeah, now that I can't use it. I'm not going to use it anyway for several days. But it's just nice knowing it's there. Yeah, waiting for anything, waiting for the right moment. What's the right moment to fill in the blank? Whatever it is. How about this? When's the right moment to have children? I don't know. Apparently, I don't know. I don't know. When they just show up. Yeah, I mean, you can put yourself in the best possible positions to have children, but when's the right moment? I don't know. A friend of mine tells me, you're never really ready. You think you are, but you're never really ready. And then there are times that you're not really ready, but you're more ready than you thought that you were. I have a friend who's not ready to have children. She's not ready at all, and she's got 2 of them. And I watch her parent, and I'm just like, ugh, man, that sucks. I see how these kids are going to turn out. You can fast forward and see what it's going to look like. It's not pretty. And then I have other people who I've known who were like absolutely ready. They had everything in place that you would think they should have in place, but they're like, oh, we're just not ready yet. Yeah, so when? I don't know. When's the right time to tell your crush how you feel? I don't know. No idea. When's the right time to fill in the blank? Some of you guys are looking at universities right now. What's the right university to go to? And of course, that whole waiting thing for your letters, that's a pain in the ass also. So much of life is hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. And so this is why perhaps people say that, maybe this is why patience is a virtue. Because you're going to have to do it anyway. You're going to have to wait anyway. Why not find the best way to wait? It's kind of like you're going to eat anyway. Why not eat the best thing that you can eat if you're going to eat anyway? It's like being in a class. You're going to be here anyway. Why not get something out of the time rather than waste the time? For things like that you're going to have to do anyway, why not find a way to maximize it? I don't know. Is anybody in here very good at being patient? Okay. All right. You are? Good, man. You strike me as a patient person, too. I don't know why, but you do. I was looking right at you. I'm like, if anyone's going to raise their hand, man, it's either going to be you or it's going to be you, Sharon. I wasn't sure. You're not patient? No. For some reason, you struck me as a patient person. I'm not patient. I'm good at saying I'm patient, and there are things I'm good at being patient about. But there are other things that I don't know. It's difficult to have an urgent sense of life if you're and still be patient. And if you realize that there's an urgency to life, it's difficult to have to do the whole hurry up and wait thing. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be more like you're better at waiting than patient? Because if you're patient for something, it's because something you want, so you're willing to wait for it. And then if you're bad at waiting, then you just can't hold like for anything.
Well, there's certainly a difference, yeah, between being patient and just waiting. Waiting is not by choice. You're going to wait no matter what. The question is, will you be patient or not? And the answer in my case is a resounding no. There are things I'm patient with. There are some things I'm very patient with. Because you have to, you realize that time has to pass on certain things. But, yeah, waiting sucks, man. This is what he's saying, waiting is painful. It's not just being patient. Patience isn't, you're doing it willingly. Waiting though is painful. No matter what it's for. No matter what it's for. And then forgetting is also painful. So you're like, oh, just forget about it. Good luck. But then not knowing which to do is the worst kind of suffering. I don't know if you've ever suffered for this, but you've been patient for something. I'm not sorry. You waited for something, and then you waited for something, and you waited for it, and you waited for it, and then you finally like, oh, screw it, and you walk away, and you just wonder, what if I'd waited just a little bit longer? You know? It's like, Those can be, by the way, those can be kind of like, you're waiting for that Amazon package before you leave for work, and you're just like, and then you're driving away, and then you get the message, like you're 2 blocks away, it just got delivered. Like, God damn it. It can also be kind of tragic, man. Something that maybe, I don't know if any of you have ever had to make this decision yet, but at some point you're going to have to make a decision for a loved one's medical care. Maybe they're in a coma, and they're going to ask, the doctor's going to look at you and ask you, did you want to take them off of life support? And you're like, but what if we just wait another couple of days? And then maybe you finally decide, okay, take them off of life support, and it could dog you after that. Like, what if I just waited, though, a couple more days? I wonder, because you never know how long you would have had to wait for. Maybe it never would have materialized. Maybe it would have been just 10 more seconds. You never can tell. You never can tell. But that's the thing, is that you have to make a decision and go with it. And then just the consequences are what they are. Because what you're going to find in life a lot of times, are the consequences good or are they bad? Yes, they just are. They can be good, they can be bad, but whatever the case, the consequences just are. And so, it's a weird living. I know, man. Yeah. Was it just me or like I got... No, I remember exactly what I was saying. But, yeah, is it good or bad? It just is. It just is. It isn't that we're so much bothered by the things that happen. It's that we're bothered by how we perceive them and how we interpret them. Yeah.
We say that when we're angry, we say we're testing my patience, or that guy is very patient. Are we waiting just to like get over the anger, or like just to like use the anger somewhere else?
What, the last part?
To use the anger somewhere else.
To use the anger somewhere else?
When we say we're patient,
Oh.
are we waiting to like get angry or someone else?
I don't know. Is anger ever a good thing?
I think when someone kicks your pet, anger is a big
When someone kicks your head?
pet.
Oh, your pet. Or your head. Why'd anger be a good thing in that case?
Because kicking an animal is almost never a good thing.
So I should stop doing it.
Yeah, don't kick your animal, don't kick your cat.
I don't kick Theo. He's a good boy. But in that case, how could anger be a good thing, though? I'm asking. We don't kick Theo. Theodore's a good boy. He's a sweet boy. I woke up this morning, I was like, why does my arm feel... And I had my blankets over me, and Theodore was sleeping right here, underneath the blanket, with just his little head sticking out. He discovered the warmth of blankets. It's so cute. Yeah, go ahead. I have a picture of it. It's adorable. Where's my phone?
I don't think it'd be a good thing, but it definitely wouldn't be a bad thing.
So yeah.
No, I wonder, because his last period, I think it was, I was asking if anyone, have you ever been angry and you got clarity through anger?
Yeah.
When?
When I flip over a bunch of desks and beat someone's ass.
What clarity did you get?
And then I'm stupid.
You needed that to... I think the line for stupidity was crossed somewhere over there before you're flipping off desks, flipping over desks. I think if you look at that, so there's clarity that you were saying. I think you probably could have gotten that clarity lots of other ways, and there were probably other things that led up to that understanding. But we were talking about it in the second period, and we were struggling to come up with an instance in which anger gives you clarity. I don't know, yeah.
Well, I feel like when you're angry, you like recognize anything that you're feeling and accept it as it is. Because an angry person doesn't like stop and think everything that they're gonna say. They just speak what they feel.
Mm-hmm.
And for someone who they themselves like don't always understand their emotions or their feelings, when they're angry and start expressing themselves, I feel like that's a form of clarity that they can receive.
They just blurt things out. Do you think that people, when they're angry, they say things they don't mean? Then there's not clarity.
At least you like know what they're thinking though.
Are they thinking? Or are they, is that part of their brain reacting? I don't know, I'm asking.
Well, yeah, because it's reacting that way in that situation.
But is it thinking? I don't know, has anybody ever made a really good life choice while you were angry?
No.
Nope.
I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. Because I was wondering if clarity leads to anger. If all of a sudden you said to me like, oh, this makes sense. Oh, now I'm really pissed off. You know, or if anger clouds your judgment. Like I know people who anger, I'm thinking of a person specifically, who anger just clouds his judgment so much that he can't think. You know, and I mean genuinely. And I mean, and he holds a grudge, man. He holds a grudge for like years, months, years. You know, and I would talk with him. He'd be like, "Yeah, I realized I was wrong," and then that made him even angrier. Because why was he wrong? Because the other person made him mad, so he couldn't think clearly. It's like, okay, so then nothing's ever your fault. You think it's my fault? You're not being clear, yeah.
So actually this week, one of my uncles was speaking to me, and then he started speaking something that he calls like a junk drawer, which everyone has in their house. And he's saying sometimes in life many people hold things there, and when you move houses you realize that you just need to get rid of all these things because you never need it. You probably use it once, but you're never going to use it again. So it's probably, I feel like anger can be related to it because, I mean, it can be, well, from anger you understand what things you don't want, let's say. So you can say like, oh, I want this, I want that, but when you're angry, you understand how much it really bothers you, what things push your limits, and you know, things that, like you learn a little bit about yourself every time you express more and more of your emotions. But even though it's like not bad or good, I don't think it's necessary. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can see that. So that a kind of clarity that you can get through anger is a clarity about who you are under certain circumstances, what your limits are. I can see that. That's interesting. Others? Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms, critiques?